Hello everyone. Would you like to play a little game with me? I love games. Don't you love games? Today we're going to play a little game called Tardis Wiki Roulette. And the rules of this game are you're going to submit some ideas, some things you would like me to look up on the illustrious Tardis Wiki. And then this is the really exciting part, after you suggest the ideas, right, we're going to look them up and we're going to see what happens. Isn't that exciting? I think it's very exciting. So yeah, why don't we without further ado begin. So I will show you the wheel as we have it right now, and as we have it right now it sadly looks a little bit anemic, but I'm sure as we go along we'll be able to change that. So as you can see, we have a nice new makeover for the wheel. It's looking very handsome right now. It's looking very illustrious. We're going with the red and black because this is, after all, Tardis Wiki Roulette. And we have our two hazard spins on there already, as you can see. We have the random page and another random page. So basically, lands on those and, well, you get a random page. Isn't that exciting? So we got Graceless audio series. I can't hear you over the music. Am I too quiet? Because I can fix that real quick. How's that? Is that better? I'm not sure why that music was like jamming like that. It shouldn't have been. Alright, so random page and faction paradox. Okay, let's get it going. So we have faction paradox. Okay, let's get it going. Oh, hello there. The dread. The dread, I like that. We'll put that in. We have Graceless audio series. I'll put that in. Audio series. The Quack. Oh, this is going to be a banger show already, I can tell. MIA. Zagreus. Oh. This is off to a smashing start. Benedict Cumberbatch. Okay, I'll put Benedict Cumberbatch in. Absolutely. So yeah, keep them coming. We're gonna see. Unlike the write a Doctor Who from scratch that we do, in that I know that we limit the wheel now to like 12 entries. In this, you can put on as many entries as you want. There is no upper limit. I don't think that Cabbage Man has an article on on the Tardis Wiki, unfortunately. Although they absolutely should. Russell, make these streams canon. I dare you. Wheatslin. I'm sorry if I missed that before. I thought I saw that. Let me how do I spell that? There we go. Cabbages in general. That I am certain has a Tardis Wiki article. Oh dear. These are great. I definitely think we have enough to start with, but if you have any more, can we switch to all messages for chat, please? Yes, we can. I'm sorry that that's happened. I tried to remember this time and I didn't. Hold on for 1 second. Here it goes. And then we're good. Jesuit. Okay, that's good. What else we got? Let's see. I didn't miss any, did I? It doesn't seem like I missed any. Pussy World! Okay. Pussy World is in now. We've got it. What else do we have going on right now? Any others, or are we good to make our first spin? Because I have to say, it's looking pretty good right now. Is a random page next to each other? They are. Let's change that really quickly, because otherwise it defeats the purpose of them being a hazard spin, doesn't it? That's a problem because you can't really bookend them. Unit dating controversy. Nice, solid suggestion. I like that one. There we go. Gallifreyan physiology. Why, the Gallifreyans have weird facts about their physiology? Didn't someone... Was it you who said before that they don't have prostates? Maybe we'll land on it then. That would be nice. Alright. I think that we're good to go. The chronology of the cosmology of the spiral politic. Okay. That sounds like some War in Heaven stuff. If ever there was. And yeah, I think we're good to do our first spin of the wheel. UN's legal actions against the unit acronym. Oh wow. Oh wow, we're still building. Okay. Okay. Against the unit acronym. I'm sure that's did that turn into 2 entries? By the way, I can't see it on the screen. No? Okay, good. Good. That's a real page, yes. Oh, awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I'm assuming that all of these are real pages. Otherwise it'd be pretty awkward. Okay, let's do our first spin, yeah? Because I want to spin this thing. I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. I love the makeover the wheel has got on for this show. I don't know. The wheel has so much drip. Right, let's see what our first one's going to be. And spin the wheel. I need to come up with a new way to say spin the wheel just for the show. Oh, it's a little bit jittery right now, but it'll make it in the end. Oh, we're right in with the unit dating controversy. Wow. Which is probably for the best, because that's probably the most accessible thing on this wheel. Right. Let's queue up the TardisWiki and put in unit dating controversy. Kablamo. You prepared yours before the stream? Nice, nice. I strongly encourage people to do that, actually, because I mean we got some cream of the crop answers right now. So nice one, James Box. The unit dating controversy is a problem of retroactive continuity, brackets, retcon, close brackets, which has attracted considerable interest. Oh, this is going to be a great one. Okay, let me switch over to TardisWiki, and we can begin. So, from where we left off, there's an actual documentary about it. That's insane. That's insane. Still on wheel? I know we were still on the wheel, but now we're not still on the wheel. See, I realized that I made a mistake before checking the chat because I'm a good boy. Okay, we're good. Let's see. So I didn't know that there was a documentary, for starters. That's really interesting. It's a unit. It's included in the special edition release of Day of the Daleks. It has even made its way back into Doctor Who universe narratives. These have most prominently included a sly remark made by the 10th Doctor in the Sontaran stratagem, an on-screen graphic scene in The Lost Boy, the latter of which was actually in and of itself a reference to the short story Unit History, Fighting the Unknown. But writers in other media have occasionally referenced the controversy or attempted to solve part of it. I like the bit in, is it in Day of the Doctor? Where Kate Stewart is like, oh, in the 70s or maybe 80s. I like that. I thought that was a very cute sly reference to the unit dating controversy. There's also a story called Unit Dating. Oh, that's interesting. The essential problem. Though replete with additional nuance, the nub of the narrative... The nub! Oh, that's one of my favourite words. I love the word nub. It's just so fun to say. It's just so fun to say. Type nub in the chat. I'm going to do it myself. Here you go. I love the word nub. I might just stick the word nub in the thumbnail with no context. It's for the people who get this far. Once this goes on the video on demand. Nub, yes! Yes! I love to see it. We got 3 nubs already. Anyway, the nub of the narrative problem stems from one serial. Mordrin Undead tells viewers that Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart retired from UNIT in 1976. However, the events of the invasion, the first story in which UNIT properly appears, approximately occurred in 1979. Why is it in black and white then, fools? Therefore, the UNIT dating controversy is, broadly speaking, an attempt to understand how the Brigadier could have retired from UNIT before UNIT even existed. And people complain now. And people complain now, like, oh, they changed the law. They changed the law. Like, there is no fucking law. We can't even get UNIT straight. Oh, God. Nub out of 10 IGN. It's worth noting that the original intention of Mordrin Undead was for Ian Chesterton to return as a teacher, but as William Russell was committed elsewhere and unavailable, it was ultimately decided that the Brigadier should... Here's the thing! Oh my God! Here's the thing, okay? Here's a tip for all of you people who like produce media, and this applies apparently whether you're a fan creator or apparently a fucking professional. The script is like the only part that you don't have to spend a huge chunk of the production budget on to like change. Hey, come on guys, come on. Writing is the only thing that doesn't cost more money. And I say that as a writer. Let's see, it's in Stranded 2. Oh, that's interesting. We'll have to put Stranded on one of these at some point. I know nothing about Stranded except that the 8th Doctor like caused COVID, and like I hate that. So let's see. Writer Ben Aranovich has noted openly that there is simply no way to retcon the problem. There is nothing you can do about Mordred Undead. It's just stuffed. You just pretend it's taking place in an alternate universe. Terrence Dix has said he deliberately avoided giving dates during his time as script editor precisely so he could avoid these sorts of continuity headaches. Consequently, the biggest period of unit involvement, the Third Doctor's era, has only comparatively mild contributions to the dating controversy. So it's every time they try to bring unit back that they like cause... This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. Oh my God. Well, this is a strong start to this show, I have to say. Oh, what do you guys think of the unit dating controversy? What would you do to fix it? That's what I would like to know. Because honestly, like, what a mess, right? What like a real mess. Okay, let's see. Digging deeper. Who's ready to grab their shovel and really get into this? The problem exists primarily because of two appearances of Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart. One where he was a colonel in the regular army, and another when he was a public school teacher. The first was his debut story, The Web of Fear, when he was still a colonel in the regular British army. Here he meets the second Doctor, Jamie, Victoria, and crucially, Travers. Victoria says that they met Travers in 1935 in the Himalayas, which they did in the Abominable Snowmen. It's further revealed that 1935 was over 40 years ago, tacitly setting the Web of Fear approximately in 1975, if not after. In a later adventure battling the Cybermen called The Invasion, the second Doctor again encounters the newly promoted Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart. The Brigadier says their last meeting was 4 years ago now, ostensibly putting the invasion approximately in 1979. Do you think they went out to go see Alien after they'd wrapped up the invasion plot? Do you think they all had like a big trip? They should have referenced that in the episode. What were you guys thinking? I mean, in Second Doctor era, why did you miss the trick and not reference Alien? I mean, Ridley Scott like worked on stuff like back in the day, so you have no excuse. Guess how time works, right, guys? People decided to just forget the correct dates again in New Who, which is fun. That is fun. That is fun. God, the canon of the show is just a mess. I love it. Viewers got no dialogue with a firm year for the whole of the Third Doctor's era. In Pyramids of Mars, however, it's claimed several times that Sarah Jane Smith is from 1980, and she and the Doctor briefly revisit the year, albeit in an alternative future where the world has been devastated by Sutekh. Since Sarah was the Third Doctor's final companion and spent a good deal of time at UNIT, this has some implication for the theoretical date of UNIT stories set in seasons 11 to 13. Whatever the case, her statement is not a clear violation of the continuity established in the Web of Fear. What breaks UNIT dating is Mordred undead. The story firmly and explicitly has the Doctor retiring from the Brigadier, retiring from UNIT in 1976. The year Seeds of Doom was broadcast. It's a fun factoid. The Fifth Doctor confirms that a year later from the retirement in 1977, which offers viewers no wiggle room whatsoever. Because it's flatly impossible. I'll tell you what, whoever wrote this is like raging. Whoever wrote this article was mad about this, and I really respect that, like, a lot. TardisWiki Wiki is the best wiki on the internet. I swear to God. I obviously fully endorse TardisWiki Wiki here, by the way. And there's another one. No, there isn't. Okay. The Fifth Doctor confirms that a year later from the retirement, which offers no wiggle room whatsoever. It's flatly impossible to have the Brigadier retiring before he's even become the Brigadier. A fundamental discrepancy indisputably exists in televised Doctor Who narratives. This was a really good choice. Because Aliens of London move things 1 year into the future, and then some stories reference this and some stories didn't. So it's just an incoherent mess as well. You mean like how all of the Doctor's companions like lived through Miracle Day, and none of them just thought like that was worth mentioning at any point. Same with like Children of Earth. Like no one thought to be like, hey David Tennant, hey 10th Doctor, where the fuck were you exactly? Let me see. New Who refuses to decide whether or not the average dad knows what an alien is, and I really appreciate that. I know. Honestly, like, I wish they would move forward with it, though. I like how in the first 4 years of New Who, there's a really, really strong, like, interconnected continuity, and there's pretty good world building as well. Like, if you just take it on its own and you ignore Classic Who, like, it's a very well constructed, like, universe that Russell T Davies created in those first few years. And, they just fucking throw it all the way. I don't know. I respect the fact that Moffat, like, rebooted the universe at the end of his first season finale so that he had a free reign to do what he needed to do. I think that was a good way of doing it. But after that, like, it gets real sloppy real fast. Doctor Who shits on the childish corporate idea of canon. This is profoundly based. Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool. I kind of like the fact that Doctor Who, you can do basically anything with it. Like, I mean, in our the Something Blue universe, like, we have a version of River Song, and we still haven't explained how that even is possible. You know what I mean? We will one day. There is an answer. We have actually thought it through, but you can't do that in like any other franchise, basically, and that's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. Shout out to Cherie O, who plays River Song, by the way. She does a fantastic job. Right, the Sarah Jane adventure story, Whatever Happened to Sarah Jane, shows Sarah Jane Smith as a 13-year-old girl in 1964. This would imply that Sarah Jane met the Doctor in her early 20s, Elizabeth Sladen's real age at the time. Similarly, in Invasion of the Dinosaurs, Sarah explicitly states her age as being 23. Though not a part of the original televised unit dating controversy, the Sarah Jane adventures deepen the Oh, Russell. Sarah's unit pass is backed up by the sacrifice of Joe Grant, which states that Joe joined UNIT in 1972. In Death of the Doctor, the 11th Doctor says Joe was, 21, 22 when he last saw her, thus placing her departure at 1972 or 1973, just before I arrived, as Sarah Jane states in the episode, therefore backing up to Sarah's 1974 unit pass. Wow, is there just a lot of this now? Oh, I'll read the bit at the bottom, because that's kind of funny. The Grand Serpent's plot in Survivors of the Flux introduces multiple new issues to the UNIT dating controversy. It establishes the origins of UNIT as being in 1950 and declares Lethbridge Stewart to be a corporal in 1967, which creates major issues with any account of both the Web of Fear, where he is a colonel many ranks above corporal, and the Invasion, where he is a brigadier. It also causes issues with the Power of Free dating controversy as well. There's a Power of Free dating controversy, oh my god! Declaring that UNIT was shut down by Prentice in 2017. Oh dear. What's the lesson to be learned from this, I wonder? I want to go back to the comment I read before about the idea of canon, because as has been said, canon in its modern form is very much like a corporate thing. It's a branding technique, right? Okay, and I think that's a very wrong-headed interpretation of what's good about the idea of Doctor Who having its own canon, its own consistent canon, because there is a plus side to it that has nothing to do with how much money Disney Plus is going to make, right? Read the wiki to make sure you're not mucking things up before you submit a script. That's a good lesson. That is a good lesson. Right, what was I saying? Yeah, okay. So, as with all things, I am reminded of J.R.R. Tolkien. And this is what I think that Doctor Who could learn from Tolkien, okay? You have canon as the idea that everything has to be a certain way because nothing can change. Because they changed the law! You have that, and that's bullshit. As said before, it's kind of childish, and honestly, it's just a way for corporations to keep everything rigidly separated and stuff, right? Here's how I look at it though, and I kind of look at it from the lens that J.R.R. Tolkien did, which is that what you actually want is consistency, right? Doctor Who doesn't have a canon, but Doctor Who should have I guess rules, but they would be more like guidelines. Because check this. Tolkien believed that you could create a secondary world if you put enough consistency and enough detail into the world building of a world, a fictional world. You would be able to create a place that the consumer, the reader, is completely immersed in, to being immersed in a real world. And I think that Doctor Who, it has the visceral emotional power and the imagination to get you really, really, really far along that journey on its own, right? But I think that if you just had a little bit more consistency and care taken into stuff like this, okay, I would just elevate the program so much. Why don't we have a universe encyclopedia and stuff, a proper one that's not just written by someone headcanoning all over the place? That would be great. Why don't they have a Pablo Hidalgo figure in the Doctor Who universe? I kind of think it's needed, to be honest. And it kind of sucks that the only people who push for the idea of Doctor Who having more of a consistent, well-built world, the only people who say that are far-right people who are just saying that to use it as a sledgehammer to push their agenda forward. I don't like that as well. So I'm going to stand here and I'm going to stand on the hill and I'm going to die on the idea that Doctor Who should have some canon. But it should also have devices in place within the canon that allow you to be flexible as well. Because at the end of the day, it's a show about time travel where time just ripples. Time's basically like a pond, right? So you can have things that are contradictory and have them like mash up against each other if you want. Like, it's not like Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the fact I've made a video about this actually. It's coming out tomorrow. Think about the fact that there's like loads of different versions of Ace, but like if you ask me, all of them are canon except for that one in Mind Game. But I talk about that a little bit. I would rather in-universe explanations for the inconsistencies than a set toolbox, if that makes sense. That does make sense. And this is the thing, is I don't think that Doctor Who would benefit from going all the way in any one direction, but I do think it would benefit from like a little bit more care being taken into this stuff. Like, I don't think showrunners should be going like, I'm going to make the unit dating controversy even worse because I want to tell my shit story about a snake man. Like, I don't think we should be encouraging that kind of behaviour, to be honest. For the first, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything, but I remember a few discussions on the wiki about fixing our mistakes and then realising that people have put it into stories after the fact. As also, I know some bigwigs have to tell other writers not to trust the wiki too much because the wiki uses concepts that Big Finish doesn't have licenses to. Yeah, and to be honest, I think it's better to just make new stuff too. Like, say you bring in an alien into like an existing alien into a Big Finish, right? Do you want to do something that's like tied to all of the continuity and lore, which gives you loads of extra fucking rules to like work with and have to work with? Or do you use like the core version of that idea? You know what I mean? Like, I would always go with the core version of that idea because then you're able to put more like license on it. You're able to be more creative, really. Anyway, I think we've spent quite enough time on the unit dating controversy. That was a very fun ramble. Very, very thought-provoking, hopefully. And now we should probably spin the wheel again. I think it would be really fun to spin the wheel again. So, hi wheel! I know you've been tucked up away in there all that time, all lonely. Sad, lonely little wheel. Well, we can change that. TARDIS index file might be one, which was the original name for the wiki based on a misreading of a proper scene, but when I love Doctor Who so much. We changed to TARDIS Data Core, which was the actual name of the thing. You a TARDIS Data Core veteran. That's crazy. It's amazing. Right. Let's spin the wheel. Let's spin the wheel. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at it go. Look at it shine. That's the way a wheel should spin. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking joking? Okay, let's look at the unit dating controversy again. Really not? I just read the forums. That counts in my book. It's just gonna land on unit dating controversy again. Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah. There's no escape. Oh dear. Faction Paradox has me in a time loop. It would have been funny to just when it landed on unit dating controversy again, just read through the entire thing again, but try to come up with just different commentary. Or the same commentary. That would be fun too. Okay. Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh dear. Oh, I didn't know he was in. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's incredible. Luna, are you okay? What's up, girl? What's up? Hey. Are you stuck up there? Hang on. Here you go. 1 sec. Here you are. Oh, you okay? Sorry about that, parenting. As it is. Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay, let's proceed. Dog! Yeah, that was my dog, Luna. Luna is the associate producer of the stream, and she was just getting a little bit antsy. Sometimes she gets a little bit anxious. She's a very anxious papa, right, Luna? Luna, love, you're such a good girl. Such a good girl. Hi, hi. I'm gonna pick you up now and show you to everyone. You ready to be famous? Oh, so this is Luna, and she's a very good girl. And Luna is the core of all my hopes and dreams, right, girl? Yeah. You wanna go outside? Is that it? You wanna go outside? I can't do it right now, but I can do it in a bit. Okay? Good girl. I can let her outside, it's okay, she will come to me. Yeah, she's journeying that way now. She's such a sweetheart. Okay, Benedict Cumberbatch. It's alright, because I like to leave you people waiting for the good stuff. Benedict, oh my god, that's his name! This man is so posh. He's like the poshest man to ever exist. What is he, like fifth in line to the throne? Jesus Christ. Religious dyslexics pray to dog. Benedict Timothy Carlton Cumberbatch, CBE, played Howard Carter in the Big Finish Doctor Who audio story False Gods and Thing 2 in Order of Simplicity. His likeness as Sherlock also appeared alongside Peter Capaldi as the 12th Doctor in The Sprout Boy Meets a Galaxy of Stars. Yes! Oh, that was such an iconic piece of nightmare fuel. I remember that. Oh dear. Cumberbatch was rumoured to have turned down an offer to be the 11th Doctor. He denied the rumour, claiming never to have been offered the role. Stephen Moffat also said he wasn't in line for the role. I don't think he would be very good as Doctor Who, to be honest. That's my hot take. I think that's a weird fan cast. Just because he's skinny and a bit posh and he played Sherlock Holmes doesn't mean he can be Doctor Who. He's a good actor, though. I saw him in Danny Boyle's Frankenstein recently. Me and Fee watched the video of that, and he was very good in that. Really like visceral performance and stuff. Wasn't that good? Danny Boyle's Frankenstein. Say yeah. Thank you. All right, let's go. Cumberbatch's likeness appears on a Sherlock poster in the Comic Killer app. Cumberbatch is the son of frequent Doctor Who guest actor Wanda Ventham, who herself is also well known for her role in Jerry Anderson's UFO series. According to Sylvester McCoy, Cumberbatch visited the set of Time and the Rani, which co-starred his mother. Oh. He was totally just talking to himself right then. Don't believe anything else you hear. Why don't you park the bus right over me? He's too recognizable, IMO. I prefer when an actor playing the Doctor doesn't have too many major leading roles beforehand. I agree. I think it's weird when people want, like, famous actors to, like, play the Doctor. It's weird when they're like, I want to fan cast Rupert Grint as the Doctor. I want to fan cast Johnny Depp as the Doctor. Those are, like, strange to me. I don't know. Yeah, he's definitely too recognizable. It kind of looks like we've reached the end of this article, guys. We're gonna have to spin the wheel again. Wasn't quite as much juice in that Cumberbatch as I was expecting. But hey, you live and you learn, right? Okie dokie. Look at this lovely wheel. Isn't it enticing? I think it's enticing. Let's spin it. Yeah. Ryan Gosling as the Rani. That's different, okay? I wouldn't mind Ryan Gosling being in Doctor Who just because Ryan Gosling likes Doctor Who, and he would bring like actual passion to it. You know what I mean? MIA. Let's do MIA. Is that like the singer? Let's find out. I'm secretly in love with the wheel. Don't tell my husband. I'm secretly in love with the wheel as well. It's fine. We'll just form a polycule. MIA, known as Mafangi Maya Arul Pragasm, is a... It is a yes! It is! Oh, dear. It is. Okay, yeah. I just got pulled into this. Well done. MIA, yeah. Her song... Yala was used as incidental music in the class story The Coach with the Dragon Tattoo. Bad Girls was later used as incidental music in the story The Metaphysical Engine, or what Quill did. And there's no evidence that, right, well, people don't usually film themselves watching TV, to be fair. If someone says they like something, then I generally take them at their word. I don't know. There's no evidence that I like Doctor Who either. At all. You've never seen me watching it, have you? Right. I might not even know who Tom Baker is, for all you know. You don't. You just don't. Okay. Pretty sure he's seen some Matt Smith. Yeah, I mean, he probably has just seen Matt Smith and thinks the Matt Smith era is really cool. Because a lot of Americans have just seen the Matt Smith era and think that the Matt Smith era is cool. Like, that's a pretty big sub-segment of not Doctor Who fans, but people who've seen and think they like Doctor Who, is people who just really remember the Matt Smith era and like the Matt Smith era. Especially in America. He's got like themed t-shirts, which implies some level of investment. It does. It does. I will say devil's advocate and just say that he could have asked a stylist to get those. But there is no incentive whatsoever to pretend to be a fan of Doctor Who if you're an American like film star. There's none. So he gets nothing from it. I don't know. Again, I think he likes the vibe. It's a chill vibe. Who can blame him? Who can blame him? Right, let's spin this. Whoa! Almost slipped there. The wheel almost had a terrible spill. No! No! Oh dear. I'm spinning it again. Graceless, the audio drama. Sick. Awesome. There's no end. Oh dear. Why are you determined to prove that Ryan Gosling is a fake fan? Why? What do you get out of that? Graceless was an audio series from Big Finish Productions, starring the two Tracers in human form. Twin sisters Abby, formerly called Amy, and Zada, formerly called Zada. Oh, this could be a good one, I can tell. Here we go. Who previously featured in the 5th Doctor... I made up the Zada thing. Her name's just Zara. I just thought that was funny. Who previously featured in the 5th Doctor Key to Time trilogy. The series chronicled the twins' adventures after their departure from the 5th Doctor. I smell a faker. Fake fan alert. Yeah, we are in In this stream, we are about three things, okay? We are about gaslighting, gatekeeping, and girl bossing. Emphasis on the gatekeeping. Oh dear. No, I do not want to turn on chat browser. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, yeah, no, what's this? Is there like a plot or anything, or all I'm getting is... So what's Graceless about, guys? Because I'm not getting anything from this. Give me some fun facts about Graceless. What's going on? Because now I'm on this bit. Because it told me to go to that bit. And I listened. Because I have no actual will of my own. You don't get it. We have to gatekeep this Hollywood millionaire. Explain why, though, guys. It's the only power we... He seems like a nice guy. There's way better targets. Get mad at fucking Kevin Sorbo or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, I am very much in my girl boss era. That's true. That's 100% true. Okay. Right, let's spin the fucking wheel again. Oh dear. Watch it land on unit dating controversy again. Now that you know what Graceless is and this audio exists, look at what tracers are. Oh, okay. 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 I'll play your little game. Hold on, wheel. I have an adventure to go on. I'll take a look. Which one is it? I don't think it's this one. Unless those ladies are energy weapons. Someone's saying no, stop. What's a tracer? Explain to me what a tracer is then. It was on the page. Oh, well, I mean, that it's bold of you to assume that I can read. What the fuck? The core to the key to time, or tracer, helped the Doctor find and transmute the individual disguised segments of the key to time, and then served as the activator for the completed key. Alright, so now I need to look through the sources and find a reference to... So, okay, human tracers. Here we go, here we go. Once more sent on a mission to recover the segments, the Fifth Doctor had his companion, Amy, as his companion, Amy, a tracer in the form of a human. Amy had a twin sister, Zara, also a tracer in human form. Some absolute insanity right there. Yeah, that was worth it. That was worth it. Okay. Let's spin the wheel again. Hopefully we'll land on something really juicy this time. Or we'll just land on the unit dating controversy again. And I'll be stuck in that loop forever. Oh, no! You're taking the piss now, Wheel. I think for future wheels, we should probably take stuff off as we land on them. If you have the key to time, can you open time? Yes. Spinning the wheel again. Let's go. Oh shit. What are we gonna do now, people? Let's go for it. Zagreus. The zaggiest Reyes. Who here has actually listened to Zagreus? Put your hand up. Who here has actually sat down and like listened to Zagreus? Is the wheel wearing a Harlequin outfit today? It's a roulette wheel. It's red and white. Red and black, sorry. You know, red, the blood of angry men. That's how you remember it. Hand up, me. Yeah! Sick. 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 Okay, Zagreus was the name given to an anti-time creature that was formed after a mass of anti-time entered the Doctor, hot, and became sentient. The name Zagreus was taken from a legend created by the Never People. I love the idea. I think it's interesting because, like, here's a hot take. Boiling hot take, okay? It would actually be fucking easy to bring Zagreus into the TV show and make them, like, a season finale villain. It would be really, really, really easy to do it because there's so many... Like, if you actually look at the idea of what Zagreus is, right? What is it, okay? It's two things, okay? It's a nursery rhyme, which means that you've got your arc words already there. And can you imagine the hype? Could you imagine the fucking hype? Right? And like, in the middle of, like, a first episode, like, someone just says the rhyme. Right? Oh my god. Right, that's one thing. And for second, like, it's just a demon that possesses the Doctor, basically. Like, you boil away all the lore about Zagreus, and that's what they are, functionally, in terms of their purpose in a story. So you could really, really easily have Zagreus, like, be a main villain in, like, a season of TV Doctor Who. I don't think we'd ever do it on Something Blue, just because, I mean, Answer Doctor, he has enough possession drama going on. I don't need to add to the pile. But yeah, it's actually a phenomenally simple idea. And I'd love to see it. I don't know. I would do that probably if I was showrunner of Doctor Who. But then I would also bring Fenric back and make them an arc villain for an entire Doctor's life. So, probably a good job I'm not running it. Seems like a very Stephen Moffat vibe, IMO. Yeah, it does. It's a very Stephen Moffat-y kind of idea. Answer Doctor, the Sarah Jane Smith of his era. He gets possessed a lot. It's really true. He gets possessed, or like the Valiard like pops up in his head and like takes him over. He has a rough time of it, man. He has a rough time. And he is also a staunch feminist, so that's very much applicable to Sarah Jane Smith. Also, alright, let's go. Rassilon's actions. Legend stated that Rassilon himself destroyed Zagreus when the Yzgogoth came into the universe in the events around the creation of the Eye of Harmony. Although Zagreus himself was not an actual being, in order to one day draw the Time Lords into the Antiverse, the story of Zagreus was created by the Never People, to imply Zagreus still lived to one day intrigue them into entering the Antiverse to rescue the supposedly still living founder. The story was whispered in the ear of numerous cultures, even becoming remembered in a nursery rhyme meant to scare Time Tots. It was later realized that the Time Lords had this rhyme foretold what would happen. Oh my god, Russell T Davies is a hack! The giggle is just Zagreus! You know, that's just Zagreus! Oh my god! Oh my god! I've never made that connection before. Will of the fans has told me male feminists are bad. I didn't say the Answer Doctor was male. I think the golden one might have some things to say as well. Nerdronic is absolutely furious. Something Blue Audio woke. Oh dear. Okay. It was later realized by the Time Lords that this rhyme foretold what would happen if the web of time was exposed to anti-time. It was said by the Never People that when a casket of anti-time was detonated at the Capitol, chaos would engulf the universe and the Empire of Zagreus would form. When the 8th Doctor prevented this event from materializing his TARDIS round the casket, he absorbed the anti-time particles into his own body. He became a dark being and the embodiment of Zagreus. So... oh, you're more than just woke, right? You're ultra... fuck liberals. I'm a leftist. I'm so left-wing that if you call me a liberal, I'll be fucking insulted. Let's see. I think that all IP should be public domain. Fucking fight me. Right, here we go. This would be achieved by pretending to destroy life and habit in the Doctor. This is the real interesting part. Also, I just want to say, going back to the thing about how easy it would be to like transfer Zagreus to the TV series, right? So you know all the stuff about Neverland, right? What is Neverland if not a modern deconstruction of all those Fourth Doctor stories where there's some ancient evil that must like never be awoken, and it's the Doctor's job to like make sure they never actually get free and are able to do bad stuff? Think of like Sutek, think of Eldrad, you know what I mean? Think of Skaroth, think of Femric, for example. It's a very rich tradition of a type of Doctor Who monster. You know what I'm saying? Think of the Fendal, or like the dudes from the Seeds of Doom. You know what I'm saying? You're the final boss of... I am in fact the final boss of wokeness. Life inhabiting the Doctor. The Doctor's true personality remained intact. Though submerged by Zagreus' strength, the TARDIS was fractured in a similar way, torn between its attempt to help the Doctor and its resentment at his willingness to sacrifice it for Charlie. While the Doctor tried to regain control of himself, the Zagreus TARDIS projected its interface based on the Brigadier and sided with Rassilon to turn the Doctor fully into Zagreus, who would serve as Rassilon's assassin, in exchange for Rassilon freeing the TARDIS from the Doctor's enslavement. This would be achieved by pretending to destroy the TARDIS's shell to sufficiently traumatize the Doctor into allowing Zagreus full control of his body. However, the TARDIS's true nature retained enough control to generate holograms of Reverend Matthew Townsend, Lord Topesh, and Walton Winkle, whose appearances were based respectively on the Doctor's 5th, 6th, and 7th incarnations. Doctor Who will twerk and ruin the show forever. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I would love to do videos where I like play an anti-woke YouTuber and I'm just like, this is woke, and like kind of like just have fun with it. But I don't think that people would realize it's a parody. So, and honestly, that shit is like beyond parody. Oh dear. Right. If he actually does twerk, they'll respect Shooty. Absolutely. The Doctor should twerk. Absolutely. I want to see John Pertwee twerk. And if you don't, then don't talk to me, you fuck. Despite Rassilon's efforts to reaffirm the Doctor's status as Zagreus, both personalities rebelled against Rassilon's plans, with the Doctor refusing to kill while Zagreus refused to be anyone's puppet. With the Zagreus TARDIS having been destroyed by Charlie, Leela and Romana too, when it was knocked into the vat the TARDIS was being melted down in, the Doctor and Zagreus together banished Rassilon into the Divergent Universe, before the TARDIS partially restored due to the anti-time energies in the form of pure zero matter, simultaneously restoring the TARDIS to its normal police box form. However, although this zero matter stabilized the Zagreus infection within the Doctor so that the Zagreus personality would now be dormant while the Doctor regained full control of himself, the Doctor had to remain in the Divergent Universe, a universe without time, to prevent the anti-time still within him from destroying his own universe. Support woke shit, but say it like it disgusts you. Weird. Actually, I've been watching this dude recently. His name's Tennessee Brando, and he's a leftist YouTuber, and he very much comes off as like a redneck dude, because I mean he is a redneck, but he makes videos that communicate left-wing points to the kind of people who like would vote for Donald Trump. And I think that stuff is tremendously valuable. If you want to get real and talk about real shit for a second, you want to talk about politics, I think that is one of the single most effective ways to de-radicalize people like that. Because I don't think that liberal sneering is going to get the job done. And I don't think that leftists' desire to, like, just fight these people is going to get the job done. Although it does get us a lot further along the path than the liberal sneering does. So, that's good. I think that you have to communicate to these people in a way that they understand, basically. Otherwise, you won't be able to meet them halfway. because a lot of people on the right they're not like evil. You know what I mean? They don't actually understand the things that they're voting for. They just worship suffering and want to vote for things that make people suffer because they think you can bootstrap your way to greatness. And like, no, essentially. I don't know. And you need to, but a lot of them are just, they're people who think they have good intentions, but are just wrong. The people who are actually like evil and shit, you can't do anything about them. Certainly nothing that I can say on YouTube. But majority of like medium voters aren't like that. They're just stupid, and being stupid makes them cruel. It's my 2 cents anyway. Excuse me, you haven't seen the video. Trump vote of it. Where should we go? To the right where there's nothing left, or to the left where there's nothing right? Jesus Christ, Bruce. I mean, I personally am a libertarian socialist. So if you like the vibe that I bring, you probably belong there, I would say. Like, I like socialism. I like lots of left-wingy kind of things, but I also like edgy jokes. So I find that's probably a good spot for me to sit. Anyway, let's go back to talking about Zagreus. Life is perfection. The anti-time energies were purged by the Doctor from the Doctor by Rassilon when he entered the Divergent Universe. This let Zagreus manifest as an independent entity. In this form, Zagreus could possess the bodies of the dead and confronted the Doctor in the body of perfection, the perfect woman and wife of the most oh no, poor Zagreus! The Zagreus' sex slave era? What the fuck is this? Who thought this was a good idea? My worldviews depend on who I'm arguing with. Based. Oh dear. I tell you what, this is some silly nonsense. Although I'll read it. I'll read it. Because like, what the fuck? I will also do the rhyme for you. She tried to trick the Doctor into making her into the main universe. By taking her into the main universe by working with him in the hunt for the Foundry. During this time, it enjoyed a flirtatious relationship with the Doctor, even proposing at one point to repopulate the Divergent Universe with their children, as the universe was seemingly facing extinction. Her Eve to his Adam. When she used this legend, which only someone from the Doctor's universe could know, the Doctor saw through her deception, but she had already... He was thinking about it before then? He was considering it? God damn it. Doctor's Wife Beta Edition. I know. Okay, I'll say the rhyme, guys. I'll say the line, but here we go. Zagreus sits inside your head. Zagreus lives among the dead. Zagreus sees you in your bed and eats you while you're sleeping. Zagreus at the end of days, Zagreus lies all other ways, Zagreus comes when time's amaze, and all of history is weeping. Zagreus taking time apart, Zagreus fears the hero heart, Zagreus seeks the final part, the reward that he is reaping. Zagreus sings when all is lost, Zagreus takes all those he's crossed, Zagreus wins and all at cost, the hero's hearts he's keeping. Zagreus seeks the hero's ship, Zagreus needs the web to rip, Zagreus sucks time at a drip, and all life aside he's sweeping. As Zagreus waits at the end of the world, for Zagreus is the end of the world, his time is the end of time, and his moment's time's undoing. There you go. I said the rhyme. Hope you enjoyed. We should probably find another thing on the wheel now, though. He does indeed suck time to a drip, yes. I really had to, like, hold it in when I read that part, I will say. Oh, go to horny jail, Big Finish writers. Okay. We should probably do the wheel again. Again. I'm planning on going till, like, 5:30. So you got me for another half an hour. So let's try and make these last few some good ones, yeah? Spin the wheel! He eats you while you're sleeping? Oh no! Oh no! Oh god. Time has a cock and balls. Well said, Moosey. Well said. Okay. Cosmology of the spiral politic. I ain't typing that. Copy paste. There we go. 5:30, brother. It is 10 p.m. Is it? Is it really? The cosmology of the spiral politic. Is this the whole thing, or is there another article? Let me see. Oh, there's a short story. Good. Timecock page, you will be missed. You're wrong, Busey. It's 12 a.m. It's actually, I'll have you know, it's actually 8 a.m. Busey, I don't know where you are. Jesus. Oh, in what third world country is it 10 p.m. right now? Jesus Christ. The cosmology of the spiral politic. All right. Here we go. Let me just get the TardisWiki Wiki up. I'm going to read. This is incredible. Who suggested this, by the way? Whose bright idea was it to suggest some War in Heaven shit on the first episode of TardisWiki Wiki Roulette? Put your hand up. Getting gaslit in the Doctor Who Wiki stream. We have fun here, you know. Oh, thank you for putting your hand up. I just wanted to make sure I knew who it was, because I don't know how this is going to go. But I do see part 1, how the universe works. Oh. Time zones feel so archaic when you think about it, but we're not bucking them anytime soon. Yeah, true enough. The Cosmology of the Spiral Politic was an in-universe essay published by the Mad Norwegian Press reprinting of Dead Romance. It was originally written as source material for other writers in the Faction Paradox range. So they just they made a Bible and then just published it. Based. Summary on the evolution of universes, the creation of history, the usefulness of biodata, and the construction of worlds in bottles. Okay. No, we fuck at them. It is noted by the text that the universe is not alive. It does, however, reproduce. There are universes before us and after us in the chronology. Others are distanced by what might be termed space and can be accessed with the proper use of technology. The universes immediately after ours, its descendants, come from pocket universes. Various cultures create these pocket universes, but the methods to do so vary too much from culture to culture. As such, the text states a universe reproduces if it is capable of producing sentient life, which in turn leads to a sort of evolution of universes. Those universes that are more likely to produce... What the fuck is this? What have you done to me? I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Let me have a quick look. The exact number of alternative universes is unknown, either infinite or quite large. And while the authors of the text, being spatio-temporal beings, must think of things in those terms, it's important to stress that there is no place outside of their universe, or even the term outside is a poor one. Nonetheless, the text continues to use the term space and notes that there are some universes closer or further to ours in space. Very few explorations have been made into space and other universes. Very few cultures have the skill to do so, and those who do tend to have no interest in actually doing so. The Great Houses in particular are making wary of making contact with their counterparts in other universes. With that said, some universes close to theirs have been explored, and they've been roughly similar to that of the authors, as has long been speculated. This is due to common ancestry. That's silly. That's real. No, I'm sorry, but like, if we're gonna talk about fictional in-universe metaphysics, then that means that I'm allowed to be critical of fictional in-universe metaphysics, okay? Here's the thing, okay? If you're saying that you have one universe where, like, it's the Marvel universe, but Spider-Man has his regular costume, and you have another universe, right, where it's the same universe, but Spider-Man is wearing a purple costume, okay? You cannot say that that happened because these two universes have a common ancestry and therefore developed along all of these paths, except for Peter Parker making a different fucking costuming choice. Right? No. That's insane. And especially if you want to then say, well, they're not alive. Right? Because if they were alive, you could sort of excuse it by saying that, you know, as with a lot of cultures believe that we are the universe learning about itself. So if the universe is alive, then the universes would be talking to each other and would be sharing ideas and the things they've learned from their own iterations of what's going on. That is a much better explanation for why multiverses be like multiverses than this. It's not about branching timelines. No, I know that. But when they talk about the universes being similar to each other, it's not really about, like, branching timelines so much as it... Like, I'll give you an example. Pete's World, okay? Is Pete's World a branching timeline? Because when did it branch off? Because there's a lot of differences that are baked very differently into that world, which means it would have had to develop along a really, really different path. Like, the fact that there's even Zeppelins... It's much more granular and is more like the laws of physics being similar. Like, yeah, this is crazy. Okay, I will read because I could be wrong. But what this essentially sounds like to me is, are you aware of the idea of convergent evolution? We have to start there, okay? Convergent evolution is the idea that because there are certain niches in nature and animals can, like, fit to those niches in order to survive. You have animals in completely isolated parts of the world that end up being kind of sort of similar to each other. The key example we have here on Earth, okay, is mammals and marsupials. So Australia is separated from the rest of the world really, really long time ago, okay? Long enough ago that all of the mammals that evolved in Australia evolved along a completely divergent evolutionary path from mammals in the rest of the world, right? So, like, marsupials are totally different. Like, echidnas, like, lay eggs and shit. Like, marsupials are the closest thing to, like, alien creatures that you can probably find that, like, look like mammals on Earth. Okay? So, what this is essentially suggesting is that universes work according to the theory of convergent evolution, right? So, like, because they have changes in laws of physics, those lead to ripple effects, which lead to changes in events, but the events are all fundamentally similar because of the common ancestry. Okay, it's an extrapolation of that scientific concept. This is also why it's not beyond the realms of possibility to think that if we ever do encounter a alien civilization, there's a good chance that that alien civilization could just look human. Because, like, we are the only model we have for a species that would be able to progress to the point of being able to, like, fly into space is us, right? We're also, for the same reason, probably going to find a lot of planets that have, like, cephalopoidal aliens on them. But the point I'm making is that this seems to be tripping up its own feet a little bit. But there also seems to be a lot of thought put into it. And this person is probably a lot smarter than me. But that's my initial knee-jerk reactionary take, I guess. Let's see. The fact that other universes originate from common common ancestors and live separately in space has led to the terms brother, sister, and parallel universes coming to be used. All of these are misleading in their own way, which this is held not to be in question. What is taken to be in question is whether the evolution of universes is dictated by environmental factors. Many of the factors in biological evolution have no clear parallels on the issue of universes evolving. There is no food source, and while swimmers show the existence of predators in space, they seem to be incredibly rare. Yeah, huh. Perhaps the longer the universe exists, the more descendants it can have, but the authors know too little about the reproduction of universes to be confident about anything. If none of the... Here's my thing, though. Here's my thing, okay? This would all be fixed. All of it could be reconciled in my head if you just say that the universe is alive. The fact that they're insisting that the universe isn't alive is why a lot of this falls apart for me as like a theorem, basically. This turned out to be a really interesting one, though. I'm definitely going to read some more, though, because I am interested in this. Biodector. I'm also interested because, like, maybe it's dead. Yeah, exactly. Like, what if the universe is dead? What if we all live in a giant corpse? And then the question would be, when did it die? What if, oh my god, what if the universe is dead because the Time Lords killed it? Right? Because they wanted to have control over everything, right? And what's the one thing they can't have control over? The universe. Yeah, dead universe theory, yeah. It's not alive, and they imply something is preying on these universes to affect their... You see the issue there, though? Like, if they're... What are they, rocks? They're preying on rocks? Like, to be prey, it kind of has to be alive, to some degree. And to be honest, like... There's a lot of myths that, like, you can't really use as a source now, if you go with this. Because the universe not being alive just, like, breaks all of that. Yeah, I mean, this is, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, this makes a lot of sense, probably, from, like, a physics perspective. But from a storytelling perspective, like, this is very broken. It's kind of my first impression on this. And I don't know about the physics perspective thing, because I'm not a physicist. So, biodata theory insists that so long as a conscious observer is present to observe events, the meaning of those events becomes more fundamental than the matter. The anchoring of the... Okay, I understand that. The anchoring of the thread by the great houses has ensured that there will always be an observer present. More recently, from the perspective of the authors in the text, a separate observer has appeared who has separate conceptual territory, but the underlying theory is the same. So what that means, essentially, is that in the Faction Paradox universe, and by extension, the Doctor Who universe, the answer to the question, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around, does it make a sound, is no. Like, explicitly, just no. Observation is what makes reality reality in the Faction Paradox universe. This is what this is telling me. Which means that if you were to enter a universe that is dead, i.e. has no life left in it, right? Everything would just break down. And you could do anything you wanted with the time stream there. Like, if you were, say, someone like the Rani, for example, going into a dead universe would be like heaven. Because you could run any experiments you want. You would have complete freedom with, like, the laws of space and time. Because there's no one observed any events. Oh, the Eye of Harmony is observing everything all the time. Yeah, in this universe. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's an interesting idea for a story. Like, the corpse of a universe being inhabited by someone who wants to do weird time experiments. Don't steal that idea, though. It's mine. The text notes that members of the houses are not merely biological, they are part of the structure of history. History is founded on the culture of houses, and in turn they manifest the principles of history, albeit in a way expressible by a highly complex system of biodata equations. To come into contact with one is to come into contact with a historical process. This is what I think I said a while ago when we did one of the regular TardisWiki streams. The Time Lord's just manipulating time. Like, the universe is not meant to function like this. The Time Lords are wrong and have enforced their wrong view of how everything works onto the universe to make it that way. And that's a really interesting push and pull. Starts furiously typing a story. How does this concept play with weeping angels? That is the real question. Fuck me. Let's do one more spin of the wheel, yeah? Hopefully this will be the height of the crazy. Before we head out for the day. Oh dear. Right. One more spin of the wheel. Let's make it a good one. This is the grand finale. Let's do it. We can only get zanier, I know. Oh, come on! Imagine if I just ended the stream right here. Okay, let's actually spin it again. Fucking hell. God damn it. It almost landed on cabbage. Oh wow. There we go. How do you even say that? Well, however you say that, that is next. Lame didn't want to go over how Time Lords are actually time elementals. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I like to drip feed all of that insane nonsense. Right, so how do I say this name, guys? Oh, he's Aztec. Okay, so it might be like Whovian or something. Okay, but I don't know. Whovian was an Aztec warrior. He was exposed to radiation from a crashed Exelon spaceship, causing his nascent psychic abilities to expand drastically. This enabled him to feed on the depths of others, but the more he did so, the more he needed to continue living. Whovian was the inspiration for the legend. Oh my god, I can't say that. I'm not even going to attempt that. Also known as the... I hate you. You did this on purpose. After becoming incorporeal, he manifested as the Blue. You bastards. During this event, he mind-controlled Mark David Chapman into murdering John. What the fuck?! Known best as a former member of the... Oh! Oh my god! Doctor Who writers, behave yourselves. What the fuck? I think will he appear in the Devil's Court? Do it, Russell. Such a small article with such a big impact. I know. I know. I know. I know. Oh, are you guys ready for people on Doctor Who Twitter and Doctor Who fans to be like, yeah, I know John Lennon was a domestic abuser. I know that he kicked the shit out of his wife and kids. But... are you guys ready for that shit? Because I'm ready for that shit. Who killed Kennedy in the Whoniverse? God damn it. Okay. I think we can do one more. I think we can do one more. did kill Kennedy in the Whoniverse. Right, yeah, let's spin the wheel one more time, because that one was really short. And I feel like I would feel cheated, basically, if I had landed on that and that was the end of the show. So let's do one more. Because I love you people and I want to provide entertainment. So close! I would say bullet dodge, but I have no idea what this is. So, there's no real way to be sure, is there? The Doctor killed Kennedy. I refuse all other explanation. Hence the show's released the day after. It was a fixed point. Moving on to other unproblematic figures like Elvis Presley. Or Chuck Berry. Imagine if they tried to do a thing with Chuck Berry. God damn it. Why Doctor Who? Why Doctor Who do you have to like galvanize these like historical figures? Like you know Nikola Tesla. You know Nikola Tesla was like a eugenicist and like a fascist, right? Or like fucking, you know that Madam Jig, the pirate queen who you know she married her sons in real life, right? Yeah. Doctor Who, stop galvanizing these terrible people. I don't know. Like Winston Churchill. I know Winston Churchill is like the only one that you could explain because like, oh, British, and you know British people have like this weird hole in their brain that makes them not critical of things if you just say that they're iconic. I think it's like a disability or something. I don't know, but no, yeah, Winston Churchill was like a genocidal fuck. He was a monster. The Doctor should have fucking stopped him. Churchill and Mao were both close friends of the Doctor. I'm starting to think that he just has weird standards for friends. Me too. Me too. You can kill as many people as you like as long as they're paws. That's the Doctor's standards for friends. Maybe the 13th Doctor is just more mask off about it than the others, eh? Seven was indeed a Stalin fan, yes. He said that Stalin was a good man and the history we would remember he was doing the right thing. For God's sake. A bit like how the Doctor seems to shag multiple historical... No, that's fine, actually. I don't have a problem with the Doctor fucking historical figures. I have a problem with the Doctor propping up historical figures who were objectively awful people in their lives. Like, you know, the Pirate Queen lady, like, it murdered and enslaved hundreds of thousands of people, right? Like, she was not a good person. Like, Blackbeard was a saint compared to her. And they just treat her like she's an action hero lady. I don't know. Pretty awful if you ask me. I think we should normalize having Doctor Who stories. Like, once again, The Night of Arcadia. Available now on Something Blue Audio. Do more stories where the historical figure is the villain. Because those are really cool. I like those. He even say, God forbid women have hobbies. Oh dear. Chibnall was an incest. Watch her pass on. We talked about that before, man. I mean, I can't wait for the criticism shield to come down and we can talk about the fact that according to the messaging in his actual programming, Chris Chibnall is a fucking Tory. We can finally have that conversation, honestly. That would be nice. Let's take a look. I mean, as well, like, think about the fact that the only thing he does, apart from, like, Doctor Who, is shit like Law and Order, which is propaganda for the police. I'm just saying. There is truth to it. There is truth to it. I mean, he did okay the Nazi bit in Spyfall Part 2 for a reason. I don't know. I can't wait for that to not be a controversial take, because to me it's like really, really, really obvious, and if you can't see the conservative messaging in that run of Doctor Who, honestly, you're fucking brain dead, and you don't deserve to have the conversation with me. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm currently watching... Criminal Intent is sick. I watch Criminal Intent. Criminal Intent is great. For the record, just because it's propaganda doesn't mean you're not allowed to watch it. I mean, fucking Marvel movies are military-industrial complex propaganda, and I'm fine with people watching those. Just know that it's propaganda, and, like, be conscious with it, and interact with it with that knowledge in mind, and you'll be fine. I don't know. The behind-the-scenes drama for Legend of the Sea Devils is my Doctor Who. What drama? Tell me about drama. I want to hear about drama. Let's end the stream with some drama. Come on, Toyota. Lay it out for me. Or is there a link that I can look at? Because I'll look at the link, like, on the stream. I'll do that. In the meantime, while you're doing that, let's look at the Dread real quick. The Dread was a large steam-powered ship fueled by burning oil. The ship could carry 240 tons of oil on a single journey and boasted 3 large funnels for the steam produced by burning the oil to escape from. It was almost 200 feet long, hot, and has at least 12 bedrooms, also hot, a mess room, a galley, and an engine room on its lower decks. In 1897, the Dread caught fire in Cardiff Bay. The resultant blaze destroyed any trace of the ship and its crew, and the oil spilling into the water over a large ecological disaster. Thousands of birds, including entire populations of cormorants, guillemots, razorbills, puffins, and kittiwakes, were killed across a 122 mile stretch of Welsh coastline. In 2008, a facsimile of the Dread was produced by a sentient element which could mimic any shape almost perfectly. After travelling to 21st century Cardiff through the rift, the element took the form of the ship in order to reach the... Here's the thing. Maybe don't call your incredibly dangerous, like, oil ship the Dread. Maybe don't do that. Okay. The original episode was deemed extremely offensive, so they went to the Chinese embassy to approve a new cut. The Sea Devils were supposed to have moving mouths. What was... Also, come on, he also did Camelot, which was propaganda for a bygone era, and Born and Bred, which is propaganda for a small-time idyllic villain. I mean, to be fair, as far as I'm aware, Born and Bred is just shit. So, I don't know if... Have you seen the Stew Bag Fall and Rob Shearman talk about Rob Shearman's episode of Born and Bred? I feel like that's all I need to really know about it. But you're right, though. Like, Born and Bred is TV that's, like, made for racist people. Like, it's made for racist old people to, like, feel comfortable. Like, he did that. He also was showrunning Torchwood during the season where they made Captain Jack Harkness a transphobe. And that's important to bear in mind as well, if we're talking about this shit now. Not gonna lie, Chibs wrote was the least political showrunner of New. Yeah, I agree. Like, the idea that the Chibnall era is woke because, like, Jodie Whittaker has a fucking vagina is absolutely ridiculous. It is the most conservative run of Doctor Who since the Hartnell era. Easily. Fucking easily. Broadchurch might be good, and, like, this is the thing. Stuff can be, like, kind of conservative and still be good. I'm just saying that we should be honest about the fact that he is what he is. You know what I mean? And, like, he clearly has the biases that he did. I've never seen Broadchurch, though. I don't know. Didn't really appeal to me. I've seen enough shows about troubled male detectives with depression. I get the gist. I've seen Luther. I feel like I saw Luther, so I didn't need to see Broadchurch. That was kind of where I was at. Broadchurch Season 1 is good. Who's an out-and-out tough? Who is an out-and-out tough? To be fair, the script read for that one was the one who outwrote the Daleks Eugenics two-parter. Are you... What's going on right now? I'm having trouble interpreting all of this. Oh, you mean Gareth Roberts? Oh, you're talking about the one... are you talking about Daleks in Manhattan? Are you talking about that one? Because I know that lady's like a turf, right? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, no. I always think about the scene with... I always think about the scene in Torchwood, Greeks Bearing Gifts, where Captain Jack Harkness has, like, the villain at gunpoint, and he gives this speech about how, like, someone doing a gender transitioning is a metaphor for being untrustworthy, because you know someone's never who you really think they are. He's given this as like his badass hero speech, basically, and I think about the fact that Chris Chibnall read that dialogue as showrunner and was like, "That's fine, that's acceptable." That's do you know as well, I used to have a video criticizing that, and the BBC struck that shit, but they were fine with me keeping it up as long as they collected the monetization for it. So they were okay with Chris Chibnall, his run, having the turfy shit in it. It's Toby Whithouse, actually. With Toby Whithouse's turfy fucking writing, they were okay with that. But they were, as long as they were able to collect fucking money from people criticizing it. Like, awful. Awful behavior. Absolutely abhorrent. The 2000s were a different... Not really! I was alive in the 2000s and they weren't that different. They weren't that different. And I mean, this was all run by Russell T Davies, who did know better, and we know that he did. So, I don't know. I don't like making excuses for that. Yeah, it's still transphobic. It's still bad. Like, I don't know. I don't think that it's okay to like have racism be okay just because it was in a different time. Like, there's a lot of movies that we just don't watch anymore because they're awful. Because it's like, oh, it's kind of like scientists have discovered this new thing that's fucking awful. And then you look back and you go, oh, this has thing that's fucking awful in it. And you have two choices to go, no, I like things that are fucking awful. You're just woke. Or just be like, probably just don't engage with that anymore. Or if I do engage with it, I'll just be aware of the fact that it's got a bit in it that's fucking awful. It's not that hard, guys. It's really not that hard. Again, we know it was an actual turf. It was script editor. I'm inclined to give a modicum of grace to the other people involved. I'm not thrilled, but unless there's other evidence, it could have easily been her. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I appreciate you being diplomatic there. No, I love racist Looney Tunes. Fuck's sake. Yeah, the 2000s was a lot less insane about trans people. You're right. Like, there was a lot of like clumsiness about it, and there was a lot of like well-intentioned but like ill-informed stuff. But there wasn't like the level of active visceral disgust and hate that you see like now. Like, there wasn't like as much of an anti-trans movement, which is very sad in my opinion. And fuck turfs, basically. Shouldn't be a controversial statement, especially not here. And if you are a turf, fuck off my stream and never watch my content again. I'm not joking. Not really that difficult. They're unique, turfs, I think, because like it's literally like a brain disease. Like, they can't think. It like makes people, once people start hating trans people, they become stupid. I don't know. And like, I've met people who are like completely intelligent and like well regarded, but they're like bigoted against one group of people, but it doesn't rot their brain in the same way that like hating trans people does. Like, it's just insane. Look at what it turns into people. I mean, maybe in the UK, in the US, it's largely just as... No, I would say the US is pretty progressive when it comes to trans issues. I mean, you have a president that's like, well, there's free gender, so that's a huge step above Rishi Sunak right there. You have a lot of places where trans healthcare is a lot more accessible than it is in the UK. You don't have the main federal government actively trying to make being trans illegal in the US like you do in the UK. It's just that you have a few outlier states like Florida where people are fucking insane and they do insane, incredibly visible shit, and that becomes like the impression of what the US is like as a whole. Like, I imagine there's a lot of people in the UK who look at what goes on in Florida with trans people and says, well, that must be... I'm good. Hello, we're back. Thank you for being patient. As you can see, we're having a fun conversation in the chat about real world politics now. This is what we come to. This is what you come to, innit? I tell you what, Moosey, I'll say this, okay? I don't think there's any person that would realistically argue that Biden has done like a fantastic job as US president. However, he's done an alright job, and he's certainly done a much better job than the Republicans, who have actively said via the 2025 project that they're planning on doing a fascist takeover of the US and getting rid of elections if they win in 2024, whereas Biden is just kind of a shitty Democrat. And with regards to like the Israel-Palestine situation, free Palestine from the river to the sea, all that good stuff. Absolutely support Palestinian rights. Absolutely support Palestinians having the ability to determine their own futures. But you have to accept the reality that every single US president is a Zionist, and every single US president is going to do what Biden is doing now, or is going to be more hardline about it. So that's just the where we're at. We have to take the world as it is, not as we would like it to be, in my humble opinion. And with regards to like the economy and shit, I mean, Trump like borrowed from Social Security to like prop up the economy. He fucked over a lot of working Americans to like get those numbers up. He's a crook. I don't know. And Obama was just Bush 2.0. Like how Biden is Bush 3.0. I don't know. It's very simple. I mean, I wish that Bernie Sanders won in 2016. But we can't always get what we want. And now, I mean, for people like me, we have no one. Basically. But, I mean, considering what Trump has done, we're considering what Ron DeSantis has done, considering how far to the right the Republican Party has pushed since 2020, I think it's kind of a no-brainer. Anyway, enough about American politics. We're here to talk about beloved British sci-fi institution, Doctor Who. Okay, shoe on head, calm down. Oh, that's mean. He has been more left-wing than Obama on a lot of issues, actually. That's true. That's true. I don't know. I don't like any of the ones that we have, to be honest. I don't think that there's anyone that fits what I believe. And I think that the UK is basically done as a country now. So long, and thanks for all the fish and chips, I guess. Bernie Sanders feels like one of the best potential presidents America never had. Yeah, I agree. I think he would have done a really good job. There are two things I know about Biden. One, he's old. Two, he has to be better than Trump. He's so old, man. He's like super old. He's like made of dust. Oh, Biden has split the USA a lot. No, he didn't. Shut up, Moosey. Who the fuck are you getting your information from? It's a nonsensical statement. With what? Alright, so Moosey, what statement do you think that Joe Biden has made that is more of a divisive statement than when Trump called non-white people animals? What statement do you think is more divisive than that? Or him calling the Nazis at Charlottesville very good people? What do you think is more divisive than that? I'm giving you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to spin the wheel again now. I like politics a lot. I like talking about politics a lot. Don't get me started. You'll regret it. Because then it'll be all we talk about for the whole stream. Oh. Alright, let's go. Trump's comments on the... Yeah, he's actively like an insurrectionist. Like, he wants to overthrow, like, the country. And he said he wants to be dictator. He said he wants to get rid of the Constitution. Like, I don't know, man. I can't think of a single thing that Biden said that even, like, really pisses me off that much, to be honest. The "you ain't even black" thing was, like, cringe. But... there you go. You got nothing. You got nothing. Get the fuck out of here with that weak shit. It's always the same. When you, no matter how right you feel, when you fire that first shot, you have no idea who's gonna die, Moosey. When did Trump say he wanted to be a dictator? When he visited North Korea and like met up with with the Kim that's currently in charge there. He said that they have a good system and he would like to see something similar to it in the US. You also honestly have to look at like I said, look at the 2025 project, Moosey. It literally lays out the idea of Trump becoming a dictator because they want to do it after the 2024 election and they're running Trump. Just because they don't explicitly say that doesn't mean that's not the cause and effect of what's going to happen. And like, I don't think we can afford that right now. Yeah, Trump would like to be America's Putin-esque leader. And like, also, in terms of like very, very good things that Joe Biden has done, I will give you one. I will give you one fantastic thing that you cannot argue with because you will be wrong. Okay? Ukraine. Done. Ukraine. Alright, whether or not you actually give a fuck about the people of Ukraine, I don't know whether you do or not, right? Our country was being invaded by an authoritarian power, and America stepped up to save that country from the authoritarian power. That is a good thing no matter what way you slice it, unless you support Russia, okay? That's from the moral standpoint. Now, from the political standpoint, from the like, well, what the fuck do we get out of this standpoint, okay? We have spent maybe 6% of our military budget on the war in Ukraine. In exchange for that, we have militarily crippled Russia, our second biggest military geopolitical rival, maybe for the next 50 years. They're done as a major power player, like, on the world stage, for the rest of maybe our lives. They're talking about, like, basically becoming like a puppet state to China now, okay? We did that for 6% of our military budget by supporting Ukraine. Okay, and all we've really been doing is sending them like Iraq War era equipment that we don't even use anymore and never would. Okay, like that is, for my mind, as someone who does like military history, that is one of the most intelligent strategic decisions that a head of state has made in the history of the human race. Okay, and you can't just dismiss that. You just can't. There we go. Trump would be neutral. No, he wouldn't. He's talked about how we don't. Oh, we wouldn't. I feel like we're getting lost here. We are getting lost here. We're getting in the weeds. Oh dear. I'm going to do one more page on the Tardis Wiki and then I'm going to wrap this up. But I do think that this has been a pleasant diversion. And it is very funny watching all of you fight in the comments. Are you ready to spin the wheel? Let's spin the wheel. Oh wait, I already did it back then, but it's a good thing because time isn't linear. Oh my god, it landed on Zagreus again. It landed on Zagreus again. Let's spin it again. Let's spin it again. Hi, Bill Munda. UN's legal action against the unit acronym. Yes, that's actually perfect. Because we started with the unit dating controversy. So I feel like this is actually a perfect way to end the stream with like this one. Talk about going out on a bang, right? Okay, UN's legal actions. UN legal action. I'm enjoying watching Moosey get fact-checked into oblivion in the chat, by the way. Jesus Christ. Right. It's okay, Moosey. We'll set you right. We'll set you right here. Wow. Okay, let's do this. I may blame Unit for making this stream so political. Fuck's sake, Unit. Yeah, everyone blame Unit. Everyone write fuck's sake, Unit in the chat. We'll do it that way. Because this is definitely not my fault. Okay, UN's actions against the unit acronym. Wonderful thing to end this on. In 2005, the real-world United Nations took legal action against the naming of the fictitious United Nations Intelligence Task Force, which had been depicted as such against UN Doctor Who media since 1968's The Invasion. This resulted in the fictional organisation getting renamed to the United Intelligence Task Force, initially Unified, beginning with the 2008 television story The Sontaran Stratagem. Despite this, many Doctor Who stories have still used the original acronym during stories set in units past, such as UNIT, Initiation Test. Ooh, got the hiccups. The issues began in 2005 with the second released Doctor Who tie-in website, UNIT, which was styled to look like an authentic, in-universe website. By conveying this illusion so effectively, the website had very little indication of its fictionality. That being said, the website had a disclaimer page, although this too was styled to look in-universe, barring a small section at the very bottom which broke this illusion. It also had a direct link to the real-world United Nations website. Well, that's considerate of them. Despite this disclaimer, after the launch of the website, the Real United Nations began to take legal action. They first faxed BBC lawyers requesting the name to be changed, but the lawyers misinterpreted this as a hoax and displayed the fax in the kitchen in pride. Guys, should I make a video about this? Do I need to make a video about this? Because this feels like fate. I've got to say. I feel like this is this whole stream has been proof that like everything happens for a reason. This is amazing. In November 2020. Oh wait, where are we again? Their pride soon turned to panic when the UN threatened imprisonment under the Geneva Convention, and the main website editor at the time, James Goss, was alerted to the UN's actions and emailed Russell T Davies fearing extradition. Script editor Helen Rayner quickly came up with a new name, the Unified Intelligence Task Force, and the disclaimer on the site was made more prominent, at the behest of the UN. Thus, this was the catalyst for the name United Nations Intelligence Task Force being changed to the Unified Intelligence Task Force, in all later appearances. On the 13th of November 2022, as part of a discussion about the incident on Twitter, Goss retrieved the first fax from an old hard drive. However, the second fax that included the legal threat was lost. So we had the fax too. That's amazing. It's real, James Lost confirmed. This is video worthy. Oh dear. I think it's really funny. Okay, and this will be my closing thought. This is my ending monologue, okay? I think it's really funny that in the Doctor Who community, we as fans are so terrified of saying the wrong thing and getting blacklisted forever by the BBC that we will let horrible things pass as long as the PR versions of ourselves that we put online are seen in an acceptable light, okay? Meanwhile, over at Real Doctor Who, they're getting SWAT teams called in. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. This has been Tardis Wiki Roulette. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Yeah, have a wonderful time for the rest of your day, because I certainly did. Bye! Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.